Hi there, Neil Clark here from Falkirk Piping, www.falkirkpiping.com. Welcome to the channel. Videos contained here are designed as aid memoirs for my pupils, although they're free for anyone to use. If you're benefiting from the videos, please subscribe to the channel. This is completely free to do. May I also ask that you consider supporting my chosen charity Parkinson's UK by donating to my Just Giving page. The link to that page may be found in the comments box below this video. Today is Saturday the 2nd of October 2021 and it's day number 63 on the Piping 100 Challenge. Before I go into today's kind of topic, which is quite lengthy, thanks very much for all your donations. Our Parkinson's appeal through the Just Giving reached just over £5,000 last night, so thank you very much. So on to today. You'll have seen the title, roughly what it's about. We did a sort of memorial thing yesterday and it's raining again today and we've got the day off, so I thought, well, let's have a crack at this one. So I'm going to tell you a wee story here and try and keep it accurate and not too long. So you'll have seen the first tune is the salute to the Allandale Pipers, and we'll come back to that. The second tune, which you'll see me play after that, is Alamein. So I'm surrounded by these guys here, which is my grandfather and his pals from pre-war and during the war days. They were the Allandale Pipe Band. Allandale is near Bonnybridge, it's about 3 miles away as the crow flies. And as World War II loomed, they became the pipes and drums of the 7th Battalion of the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. They signed up en masse, all signed up, the whole band, and virtually just swapped uniforms. So they were from Falkirk area, Stirlingshire. This chap here, Robert Irvine, was actually from Uddingston, so the band was quite well attended. It was quite a good band pre-war. So to fast forward a little bit, in 1940, in June 1940, the existing 7th Battalion of the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders were captured at St Valery in France, which was a diversionary come rearguard action for Dunkirk. So the 7th Battalion were no more. The 51st Highland Division in fact were no more, and a new 51st Highland Division was started, which included the Allandale Pipe Band. Now I know you can't see these things very accurately, but immediately after this we'll play a video that we've already done, which will give you a better view at the pictures and let you see things a lot clearer. So they became the pipes and drums of the 7th Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders, trained for a couple of years all over the place, and eventually found themselves in North Africa in 1942, in late 1942. Between the 23rd of October 1942 and the 4th of November, they took part in the Battle of El Alamein, which was a bit of a turning point in the war. I'm not going to say too much about it. Churchill said of it that it wasn't quite the beginning of the end, but it may well be the end of the beginning. These guys were pretty much in the thick of it with the rest of the 51st Highland Division, and you can see this photograph here, which again I'll stick up at the end with a proper photograph, with the band before the war. If I was to flip that round, you'd see all the X's on the back, and that's the people who didn't come back. They lost massive casualties from the band alone, including the pipe major McLaughlin. Moving on from the battle, these two guys survived. This is my grandfather here, Robert Bishop, and that's his best pal, Robert Irvine, who taught him pipes. Robert was a lance corporal. After the Battle of El Alamein, Robert wrote this poem here. Now I'm going to put the words to that in the comments box so you can see it. And again, in our first video immediately after this, you'll see a little bit more of the poem. So I'm not going to pretend it's fantastic stuff. He's not quite Tennyson, but he was at the battle. His words are completely spoken by one who was there. Now, I knew about this and I'd seen it before, but luckily enough, Stuart Gardner, who runs a Facebook page called Pipe Band Archive and digs up all these wonderful photographs of pipe bands, usually local pipe bands, from years ago, dug this one up. and he sent me a copy of it, and it's there in its entirety. It must have been printed at some point and passed around. And what I did was, this is a couple of years ago now, was I wrote the tune to go with the poem. You'll hear it, but see it when you hear the tune, as it's in some strange time signature, but it's written to go with the words of the poem there. So moving on, they continued through North Africa and fought their way to Sicily, into Italy. When they were told they were going home, they were going home, but of course they were going home to train for D-Day and the Normandy landings. They both took part in it, and on July 5th, Robert here was killed in France near Caen. So he was actually killed beside my grandfather. My grandfather was unscathed, but he was killed, and I was fortunate enough to be over in France in Normandy with my son James, and we both played at his graveside. Not very many of these guys came back. There was an Allandale pipe band for a short time after the war, but a lot of the guys either were dead, injured, or just couldn't face it again because all their pals were gone. So that's today's, basically, because it's raining, and we'll wind it up. What's going to happen now is I'm going to show you a pre-recorded video that we did earlier on, and we'll show you some photographs of the guys, the band, the tune and the poem, and after that I'll actually play today's tune finally, which is El Alamein. It's actually a 4-parted 6/8 march, but I'm playing it in this occasion as a slow air, which I like better. And right at the very end, we'll try and give you a close-up of these guys, and we'll also flit right round to the other side and show you just how decimated they were. So on that cheerful note, we'll play you the video. I hope that made sense to you. The tunes you heard there were the Salute to the Allandale Pipers, and also on there was the Children of Larbert, which was by a drum major, unconnected. Available on the No Borders CD. It's the only actual pipe track on the CD, the rest myself and Catherine with various other instruments. So we'll play, I meant to say earlier on as well, 27 in the photograph here, 9 killed. That's didn't come back. There was probably a few more, weren't in too much fine fettle after that. So 27 in the photograph, 9 killed, a third gone. We promise we'll be a little bit more cheerful tomorrow, and we'll play El Alamein for you now.